J. Michael Show.
It's episode 66, and our guest this week is Tim Cassidy. He's a naturalist and a biologist. He knows a lot about the subject of Bigfoot, and so we're going to be talking Bigfoot. So let's say hi to Tim. Hey, Tim.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you? It's been a while.
Oh, I'm doing okay. It's been a while,
Yeah.
and I'm working the best I can.
Well, let's see. What were we doing? We were in Pennsylvania, weren't we, when we met each other?
Yep,
Yeah, we were
and
at.
you were filming the video.
Yeah, we were filming that documentary.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
was so glad that
I
you were able to be in it. So, tell me, Tim, is there anything new going on with the Sasquatch research?
I'd have to say the passing of Dr. Meldrum has kind of quieted everybody down a little bit. There's still people who want squats, but they're waiting for the spring to get in.
Mm-hmm.
So, unless you like muddy and wet and snow, and you got snowshoes, then you're gonna have to wait it out.
Yeah, Dr. Meldrum was on that documentary I produced, American Sasquatch Hunters,
Mm-hmm.
and so were you. Um,
And
so
And
what?
something that I'll play it, and I'll stop talking about it. Dr. Milgram actually accepted my application to study underneath him at Idaho State,
Oh, wow.
and he had a backer or supporter
Uh
that
huh.
would be able to help pay my way through.
Mm-hmm.
It's not happening now, but I appreciate all that he offered, and
Oh,
just kind of miss him. I
well,
mean, you work with somebody for a while, and you get to know them, et cetera, et cetera.
yeah. Uh, so sorry to hear that. Well, so you're
I,
just doing research on your own then, right?
right now, I am. I have traveled over to Pennsylvania a couple of times in the last year, uh, which has been more than I've done in quite a few years, because I've been too busy trying to stay alive, and I had a stroke also,
Oh, goodness.
and getting back into the swing of things. My voice may get a little funny once in a while, but I'm going through therapy still.
So does mine. When did you have your stroke?
Sometime in February.
Wow. Mine was Thanksgiving Day last year, and I'm still struggling with it. And anyone who's
Where
watching
last
or
year is
listening to
where
the podcast can tell by my voice that, something's not up with it or something's up with it. But you sound very good.
Thank you. I've been trying. It the therapy, the
Mm,
time to be able to take care of oneself is a challenge.
I
And I
understand.
know that you're going to be in the same thing that I am, and I'm ahead of you. So I'm a little bit better.
Wow. Wow. Well, good for you, man. You seem to be doing a lot better. I'm glad to see you up and moving around.
Um, yeah, well, thank you. I mean, it's nice to be able to be seen, to be honest. I've been out of the bigfooting field for so long, just kind of trying to work my way through life,
Yeah.
that uh, it's time for me to come back, and I appreciate you giving me the offer to talk.
Well, yeah. So let's talk about Sasquatch. Where do you do most of your research at?
Well, I've done a lot of research in Pennsylvania
Uh huh.
with the Pennsylvania Bigfooting Society,
Yeah.
and I've done research here in Indiana for several years. I've traveled back and forth across 8 states that I've actually worked in, hunted, and researched Bigfoot.
8 states. What states have you researched in?
Maine, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Ohio, Illinois, Washington State, Oregon, California, British Columbia. I was up
Yeah.
there for a little while and got to look around some, and Michigan.
Are there Bigfoot sightings in Maine?
Oh yeah, oh yes. One of the earliest stories of Bigfoot came from Maine,
Wow.
from an old logger that told the story. And well, it's a story. I mean, you
Yeah.
believe it or you take it as just take it to the side and just look it over and make your own decision.
Well, what kind of
I,
evidence? What kind of evidence yourself have you found or seen for the?
well, we poured a 20-inch cast my last year in Maine. Um, I got a report that came into the college where I was, studying and working. And my wildlife biology professor said, "Tim, I think this one's for you." And these ladies decided that somebody at the college might be able to explain what they'd seen and would like to come out. So I went out and we talked, had a good chat, and I went looking for where they said they saw it, and I found a trail. Now
Uh-huh.
it's a big trail. Most used over and over again trails, approximately at least 4 feet across and about 7 feet in height.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I found. I found a very nice tree twist and found this really cool trail and almost stepped into the Bigfoot uh, track that we
Wow.
got. Uh, I found three different types of tracks. I found 20-inch tracks, 17-inch tracks, and a 12-inch track.
So it was more than one individual.
Yes,
Wow.
and I brought my professor out in college, and he's like, "I've never seen anything like this before."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Well, not too many people have."
Yeah.
And we poured 3 or 4 pounds of dental stone into the
Yeah.
track. Now, the track itself had a stick in it, and it was pulped from
Uh-huh.
the weight of the creature,
Uh-huh.
and it didn't help the setting process. Unfortunately, that cast is no longer here.
Well, that dental
But I
stone,
got
that's harder than the plaster they usually make them with, right?
right.
Yeah. You got a permanent artifact there. Okay. Well, what else have you found?
Well, we found hair samples.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing the hair thing for probably about 7 or 8 years, trying to collect hair so we could check for DNA and get information from it.
Mm-hmm.
There's several things that you can do or have ability to have done. One is laser ablation, and that's where they take a laser and they punch a hole through the hair
Uh-huh.
and collect the chemicals, the biochemicals that come off from the burning of the hair.
Wow.
And then they put that into I forget the type of machine. They put it into a machine that registers and recognizes what the chemicals are and gives you a readout of
Uh,
how much protein there was in the chair, what the food level was, if there was disease. Uh, that's basically what you do when you're doing a wildlife study of any kind. And
yeah.
so I had here at Uni College I was working on. I had not got to Dr. Meldrum with it yet. And my professors were very dumbfounded because it didn't match any of the hair samples in their collection. And they had things from grizzly bear and moose and
Yeah.
deer. There are all kinds of samples, but nothing matched it. And
So did it come back that it was a primate of some sort, or was it just completely unidentified?
unknown primate.
Wow.
And that's all I could say about it. I mean, anybody who does anything like this now is going to end up with the same thing.
Yeah.
Um, you have to have people that have a little trust and faith in you that you're being honest, and you can get places and get things done. My latest, and probably the most current effort I've done is collecting the smell of Bigfoot.
The smell. How do you do that?
Um, Solid phase micro extraction,
Uh huh.
SPME, and basically you have a filter that is in a shot or It looks like it's a shot. It looks like it's a yeah. I'm having a hard time talking.
I understand.
But it's a syringe. It's
Yeah.
basically a syringe. You open and push this filter out. It collects the molecules in the air, ones
Wow.
that you can't see, and then you take that and transfer it back to the machine, and it reads through it, and you know what you've got.
So you have
Now
to do this while you're smelling one and you think one is in the area, right?
you got it. And
Well,
by golly, I've not been able to do it yet because
yeah.
I just have not had any luck, and I've been away from the bigfooting field.
Wow.
I I've done a couple of talks on SPME and how it works, but one of the things that would be cool is be able to take a hair of a sample
Uh,
and do the laser ablation on it and see if it comes out with a response that's equal to the one from the smell.
yeah. Yeah.
Our nose, our noses can pick up molecules even when we don't sense it.
Right.
Uh, a lot of Bigfooters have probably smelled the creature and didn't realize they were. We
Yeah.
saw this in Pennsylvania with Sean Porter and myself. I had my first encounter back in 1996.
Oh, I want you to tell me
Smell was
about
the
that. I
first
want to
thing
hear it. I want to hear your story.
the smell was the first thing I caught. Me
Uh,
and another naturalist from the state of Indiana were doing a pre-night hike over by a campground down by Lake Monroe,
mm-hmm.
and we well we went in with our flashlights off so we can see in the dark well enough with the moon, and we were checking for lightning bugs
Yeah.
and listening to owls.
Right.
And as we walked probably a good half mile in, that's when the smell hit us.
Wow.
And I wanted to run. I
Right.
was very scared. All the hair in my body stood up.
Uh,
And this smell just reeked of
yeah.
sulfur. It smelled like dying flesh, and
Uh,
toss a little bit of fish in there.
if you
And
ever smell it, you'll never not
forget.
smell it. I mean, you know exactly what it smells like.
And I immediately, and this is kind of the funny part, but I knew exactly what the smell was coming from
Uh huh.
and have experience with it. I just knew, and I took out my flashlight and we shined it, and about 30 feet away was a male Bigfoot standing there looking at it.
Oh wow.
And he didn't do anything. He didn't, didn't try to chase us or get mean or anything. But my coworker, the other naturalist, there's two types of testosterone in the human body.
Uh huh.
There's flight and fright, which
Right.
most people know about
Yeah.
or have experienced. But then there's the extreme aversion that you get when you're on a high-speed roller coaster
Uh huh.
or you're running a horse. Uh, those various molecules and the various, in this case, pheromones,
Right.
will actually get you excited. So
Yeah.
I first was scared, but within a matter of 2 seconds,
Right.
I wanted to run up and hug it
Yeah.
because the testosterone had changed in my body from one to the other.
Mm-hmm.
And I was standing there trying to think what to do, and my coworker said, "Let's get out of here."
Yeah.
And I could hear it in her voice.
Yeah. I'll
And I
tell
could
you,
see
there
that.
was one time me and MK Davis, we were out. We were actually headed for
Huh?
Falk, Arkansas,
Nice
and
place in there.
yeah, we got like into this wooded area, and we were driving very slow, had the windows down, and we drove into the smell. Oh my God! It was like the most horrible funk you can think of. And then he stopped the car and he literally backed up about 10 feet, and we were out of it. We were like, everything's fine, and then he rolled forward 10 feet and we were in it again. And then we rolled up the windows and just punched it to get on through. But if you've ever smelled it, and I've smelled it out in the woods too, it is just one of those things that you absolutely know you're not smelling a dog or a deer or anything like that. You know that smell.
No. And the smell is going to have a reaction to your body, or your body's going to react to it.
Uh-huh.
It's either accept the fear of flight, or the exciting testosterone, not testosterone, but
Well, okay, here's a question. Do like the females have an estrogen smell?
yes.
They do.
Uh,
There's a difference or not?
yeah, there's a difference. Females
Okay.
and males have different scents.
Yeah.
I imagine every Bigfoot has a different scent than any other Bigfoot because everything's individual.
Right.
Now, when we saw the Bigfoot and she said, "Let's run," I thought the better part of Valor was to get her out of it because she was losing it.
Yeah.
And I said, "Go." And we turned, and it's the only time I've run away from a Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And we ran a little over half a mile, maybe about 3/4 of a mile, to the security guard post at the campground. And I guess I wasn't even wheezing.
Uh-huh.
I have asthma, and the adrenaline in my body was flowing so strongly
Wow.
that I had no reaction to the exercise I just put my body through. And that was the first time I ran in a long time at that point. And I knew the security guard, and I come running out of the dark, and he's like, "Oh crap, something's going on!" And I run up and I grab him by the lapels of his shirt.
Uh-huh.
I said, "This is it. This is it. We got to go back out. This is it." And he's like, "No, no way. I'm not carrying tonight. I'm not going back out there."
I was going to ask you, were you armed or did you even have a camera?
No.
Would you
I was
shoot
not.
one if you had the opportunity? Would you shoot one?
If I can use a tranquilizer gun and I count shooting, then I'll shoot one as quick as possible if I had to.
Yeah.
And I would have to have a person, either a biologist or a veterinarian, someone to help take care of what we've got.
Right.
And have to have probably about 40 to 50 minutes to work on the creature, take pictures,
Right.
get samples, cut the hair, check on a tooth,
Yeah.
and that's not going to happen unless we actually get one that's unfortunately either dead
Yeah.
or actually been darted and it's knocked out.
Well, I mean, you could dart one and that could kill it, depending on how much of the chemical you use on it. But, people don't realize that it's not just a matter of darting one. You got to be prepared to get it out of the woods. And we're talking a 300 to 500 pound animal. You need a whole crew to help you do that.
Probably if it happens ever, possibly not, probably, but if it ever does happen, I'm going to shoot it in the buttocks. Someone scream, "Ouch!" I don't bother by it because I should know better.
That's a good idea. Yeah, hit it in a meaty part of its body and knock that sucker down good. But yeah, I mean, I've always been of the idea that I don't mind pro kill if it is going to procure a body, for science. Otherwise, just to shoot one is no reason.
I have dealt with that. I have troubled in my mind. I know people that want to do that. They were very sincere about shooting one and getting the body. I am sincere about tranquilizing one and filming it all and getting the computer and all the information we can gather. And hopefully that will satisfy the constituency of scientists that might say, want to know what's actually happening and film it all. Film everything.
Well, I don't think that science will be happy unless they actually have a specimen to study. That's the only thing they're going to care about. Photographs just won't do it. you gotta have something
Yeah,
they can lay on a slab and
right.
dissect.
And well, that will happen someday, but
Mhm.
unfortunately, I can't tell you when. And
Well, yeah,
right
and
now,
it's like me. It won't be me that does it, but someone might shoot one day.
yeah. And so I'm working with catching the smell,
Hmm.
and that's I have been invaded by a cat. I apologize.
You been what?
I've been invaded by a cat.
Oh, well, my dog came through a moment ago. I don't know if anyone noticed it or not, but she was jumping up here on me. I don't think the camera was on me, but jumped on my
That's okay.
producer, me, and we finally opened the door and let him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let me ask you this question. As a biologist and a naturalist, what do you think Bigfoot is?
It's
Define it. What is it?
a very tall primate
Hmm.
that is omnivorous, that is bipedal, and able to walk on two legs and run on two legs and climb on two legs.
Hmm.
Dr. Meldrum was talking about the form of the where the line under your foot where the muscles meet in the I can't think what it's called. But anyway, he basically showed that evolutionary wise, it would have that kind of walk to
Uh-huh.
become a mountain animal or a deep forest animal where it's walking and moving. Uh, they moved in from Asia. We
Hmm.
weren't, though some folks would say they've always been here. I understand that. But from what I've been able to figure out and calculate, I still go with the nation ancestry because of the Yeti and the
Yeah, because they're
Indigo.
all over the world. The Yowie, the Yeti, the Bigfoot. They're all the
Yep.
same thing, in your opinion.
I think they're different in some aspects. I mean, they all live in different parts of the world.
Uh-huh.
Um, they're going to evolve differently. They may be all related, but we may have 4 or 5 species of a Bigfoot.
Hmm. Are
And
are they
we have
human?
things like the Yeti, which might not be, if it was proven,
Yeah.
may not even be related to Bigfoot in some aspects. So maybe one of the things I talked about was divergent evolution or convergent evolution, where different species will have the same form and shape
Uh-huh.
of another animal. And if they develop walking bipedally by themselves, uh, then that's different than what's coming down the human line. That's something different.
Yeah.
Still related, but
So you're ruling out that they're human in any way, right? You think they're
I
just
will not. I will not say they're human. I will not say they're animal. They're primate.
they're
We're
primate?
all primates. I mean,
Yeah.
we're all related to ape kind.
Well, we all are primates,
That
right?
evolution is taking different turns from where they are and what they become.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, do you think that the southern Bigfoot and the Pacific Northwest Sasquatch here in the United States, are we saying same thing or there's differences?
One thing you need to realize is that as America, North America, began to regreen itself
Uh,
from the time before the war and after the Great Depression, when the Civilian Conservation Corps and others began replanting the national parks, began planting on roadsides, putting trees in almost anywhere and everywhere you could think of.
yeah.
They were planting trees to get back the farmland. Uh, and 50 years after this process of what happened, suddenly we're getting pictures of Bigfoot in places that we wouldn't expect, including Maine, including South Carolina, Indiana. Um, they have come back to their, well, they've come back.
Yeah.
And there may be some changes and differences in different areas. I will not say that the swamp ape is exactly the same as Bigfoot as far as that goes. But uh, evolution takes different directions. Nature has its favorites,
Oh,
and
are they an
Bigfoot has
endangered
survived.
species? You said they came back. Do you think there was a time they were endangered and now their numbers are growing, or are they endangered now?
I don't think they're endangered now. They're endangered in certain spots where they don't have large population.
Uh,
I'll guarantee that. But overall, uh, the habitat had to be about 50 to 60 years of growth
mm,
before you start getting Bigfoot pictures. Bigfoot, not pictures, but encounters.
yeah.
And if you get an area of 30,000 acres and a very large water source, you're going to find a permanent group of Bigfoot that live there.
Do you think that they stay in locations in family units, or are they marauders? Do they travel around? They move around a lot.
I think they stay in family units.
Uh huh.
The younger males get run off,
Yeah.
the male dominant, and they become, I don't want to call them marauder, but they definitely start causing problems in a sense of wanting to know what houses are and who's in a house, and that salmon smells so good in that smokehouse, I gotta have it.
Yeah.
And they do what juvenile creatures of all kinds of species do. They explore and they learn,
Yeah.
and sometimes that learning is hard, and sometimes that learning is easy. Uh, Bigfoot up in the Lummi Reservation up in Washington State
Uh huh. Yeah.
had the Conservation Corps planted a grove of apple trees, which is in the middle of the reservation. Now, they had at one point 30,000 acres,
Uh huh.
and now that is down to 10,000 acres.
Wow.
And the Bigfoot have moved out of the area. They're still around, but there is a definite this. Well, I'll tell you right now, the Bigfoot that were there, losing the habitat, didn't want to leave, and so they began eating out of the dumpsters
Yeah.
and out of the
Right.
garbage area.
Yeah.
Lummi Reservation closed down their garbage area because of Bigfoot were eating it.
Uh,
And it wasn't healthy for them, and it definitely wasn't healthy for people if they end up running into one. And so they closed their garbage dump down.
yeah.
And then a series of dumpster diving Bigfoot reports came out of the woods. Um, One man worked at a seafood farm.
Uh huh.
He was shutting things down at night and took the garbage out, but he heard something in the can, and so he began banging on the can, trying to get what he thought was a black bear out of the trash bin.
Yeah.
And this tall thing just snaps straight up out of it, and looks down at him.
Oh goodness.
He
That would
ran
have been
through the
scary.
screen door of the restaurant.
Yeah. Okay, so you said that they were like in this area where the apple trees were, and then they
Yeah,
cut back some of the
and
trees, and so they lost that food source. Is there somebody that is tracking this stuff, that's keeping track of the areas that have them in it and then don't have them in it because of situations like this?
that's I can't tell you very well, but I imagine yes. As
Uh-huh.
far as schools were going, the rest of that story is they began trading food with food.
Mm-hmm.
You have a stack of smoked salmon in your smokehouse, gone the next day, but there's a big pile of apples they left behind.
Right.
And it shows that they trade. I've had people say they put rocks out and were taking rocks and interesting things, and just like a primate. I mean, just like the rest of us would do.
So, what is your theory on habitation? Do you think that there's people that have them come up to their house often and they literally are almost like pets? You know,
No,
they claim to feed them, they claim to
yeah,
talk to them.
yes, and there may be somebody that does,
Uh,
but for the most part, I hold that as an open theory. I don't believe it's real to some degree, and I don't believe it's false to some degree.
Yeah.
A lot of things happen in the world, and folks working and feeding a Bigfoot well sounds strange, but stranger things have happened.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what are your plans in the future? Where are you going from here? I mean, you've had a stroke. I've had a stroke. I know it's difficult for me to get around. So, I mean, are you
I'm trying
planning
to talk at,
expeditions?
I'm trying to talk at various outings, and I was supposed to talk at the Pennsylvania Bigfoot camping experience last year for Eric Altman.
Yeah.
I was actually on the poster, my face is, and then I couldn't do it. I
Yeah.
had to stay. And I also went out to Beachfoot uh, with Todd Neese and gave a talk out there. And I'm I'm able to talk, and I'm willing to
Yeah.
talk, and I have a lot to say. I guess people say I do.
Well, I hope to see you at one of these conventions. I don't get to them either. I mean, I used to go to them all the time, or I would be producing a documentary and I would go to get interviews. But now that I'm not doing that, and I've had this stroke, getting out's not going to be easy.
Yeah. Um, if you get the right place and sit quietly,
Yeah.
and you have an idea there's one in the area, there's a good chance you have an encounter.
Yeah.
You don't have to walk or run or scream or yell. You just quietly sit there and absorb in nature and wait to see what happens.
That's one more thing I wanted to ask you about. Tree knocking. Do you think that's real and is it effective?
It's real.
Huh?
How effective it is, I don't know. But they do like imitating things. Excuse me.
Uh-huh.
They do like imitating what people do sometimes. And I think that there is a meaning to it, though I don't know what it is. And that Bigfoot actually do it.
Their
We had one
vocalizations, do you think they have a language?
we had some walking on radio cable or
Huh.
cable, and what's the I can't believe I forgot the Ohio State Park that folks have been going to.
I don't.
Can't it'll come to me. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but
Well,
anyway, they were pounding on instead of trees, they were pounding on electrical wiring.
yeah.
The big cables that come off the towers, and they were beating on those.
Oh, goodness. I bet that made a weird sound.
Twang!
Yeah. Vocalizations. Do
In
they
the valley.
talk? Do they have a language?
I believe they do have a language. Uh, I'm not sure how it exactly works. I can't say exactly what the sounds are.
Hmm.
I think that the ones recorded out in California have a definite possibility of being real. With no, I forget.
Yeah.
Sierra Sound.
Yeah. They're
Yeah,
famous.
at least the first of the Sierra Sound.
Hmm.
That's the kind of sounded like it was a Bigfoot.
That was
And
recorded in the 70s, right?
and there was the research showed they weren't human. They weren't humans making noises from this.
Yeah.
And I've heard yelps, yowls.
Yeah.
Um, I've heard wood knocks. I've heard whistles.
Have you
They're
ever had
making-
anything thrown at you?
Yep.
I've had mud thrown at me.
Last,
Mud clumps.
not last year, but the year before, the Bigfoot outdoor camping adventure, we had a rock thrown at us that night.
Uh-huh.
It bounced.
Wow.
And it kind of was in front of me. We all whipped our flashlights out and got the movements thing going, and we never did see one, but
Yeah.
I suspect there was one there.
Well, that's just it. You don't always get a chance to see them. But hopefully, I mean, when you're in the woods with one, if you pay attention, you might see something. Right?
Now, Right.
Yeah.
Now, one other thing I want to talk about real
Yeah.
quick is the Pennsylvania case we had Keystone State Park.
Okay.
And the outcome of the adventure is the fact that Sean Forker, myself, and a couple other folks, there's actually like 16 or 17 people trying to sneak up on a Bigfoot. It
Uh-huh.
don't work well.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do anything about it because we were at a Bigfoot adventure, or I mean, camp out, and I was the one that discovered the Bigfoot.
Uh-huh.
I noticed the trail. I noticed the twist of the tree. It was a beautiful little twist of the tree of a
Uh-huh.
branch that's wrapped around itself. And I walked into this area of woods, and I could tell that something big had been in there, and I could tell there was a print of some kind that was fairly large, and another large print. And they went up the hill, and three of us went ahead, and myself, uh, oh, trying to remember names is always a challenge.
Yeah. You know, I found out that too, that remembering things is a little more difficult now.
Well, anyway, so I had myself and two other people, and we went ahead and started marking and measuring out the print sizes.
Mm-hmm.
And we got up at this hill, which was pretty large.
Yeah.
Probably I don't want to say a quarter of a mile, but it was pretty large. And we heard this.
Like beating the chest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that was rather unusual and
Yeah.
interesting. And then the next thing we heard is a log go crack
Yeah.
as it broke a log into apparently of some kind.
Wow.
And then by the time we got to the top of the hill, it started growling at us.
Wow.
And we decided we will wrap up, go back to the campsite, tell people couldn't hold it back. Everybody's excited about it. And we went back out. Now, I've not ran into this anywhere exactly like what happened. The trail was gone when we got there.
Wow.
Something had wiped out the trail, knocked over 20-foot trees, moved rocks and stone, tore up bushes, threw branches across it. The only way we found that trail was because we actually left markers,
Yeah.
and it touched them.
It left them alone. It didn't touch the markers.
No, it didn't touch the mark.
Wow. It was
And so we
almost.
went up the trail and we had the encounter with 17 people and a Bigfoot, uh, which ran past us.
Wow.
And
But nobody got a
went back a
picture.
year later to the same spot,
Yeah.
and I realized that there was deer sign everywhere.
Uh-huh.
There was no deer sign at all when we first went into that area. There was
Huh.
nothing eaten. There was no.
So, how do you
No
explain that? They attracted them or what?
living in an area that had a very large predator in it, and they knew that.
Oh, okay.
But since the Bigfoot moved, and
Yeah.
they moved away from that hill, a year later, there's deer sign all over the place. So we knew that it had been hanging out there lately or had stayed.
Wow. Well, Tim, is there anything that we have not covered that you wanted to cover?
Well, honestly, I think I've covered about everything I planned on covering.
Okay.
You can keep asking questions, I'll keep answering.
Well, I just hope that everything's going well with you. And,
It's starting to.
yeah.
It's getting better. I'm able to get out. I'm able to travel. I'm unable to drive, which kind of puts a stint in the problem. But
Yeah.
when I find the right people, they have the right time, and we go out.
Yeah. Well, maybe somebody will come and get you. Well,
Mm-hmm.
all right, Tim. Thank you so much for being my guest. I really
You're welcome.
appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Sure. We will do it again at some point. Maybe
All right.
when we're both feeling good. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time on The J. Michael Show.
Goodbye.